Okay, I think that's good because I won't go any closer than this, and it's all right if my arms. I think it's okay. The only thing is when the sun starts to go down around what, I don't know, 7:30, 7. Yeah, it is really nice right now though, just with the with the natural light. No. Oh no, she's done it. Yeah, it's or off. So this one, where the heck is it? I think it's that one, or it's one of these two that kind of like. Oh, it must be that one behind me. But it's good like this. Yeah. Do you want me to stop it and restart it, or how do you want to do it? Just keep going? Okay. All right. So for the beginning of our class today, we're going to work on some different breathing techniques. Then once we practice them, I'll cue a few times to try to utilize them during our practice. So, okay. So first we'll just begin as we normally do, just getting into your easy seated position. Could be with your legs outstretched in front of you, cross-legged, rolling the shoulders down and back, resting the arms wherever is comfortable to you. Slight tilt in your chin down towards your chest. And to sit up tall, this image sometimes helps. If you imagine the string from the very base of your spine, kind of pulling it up through the crown of your head. And then you can just make any adjustments with the shoulders, arms, and that slight tilt of the chin. And then close your eyes or soften your gaze to the floor in front of you. Just observing your breath here, however it naturally is happening. Just noticing perhaps the movement that happens in your body as you breathe. You might notice the subtle noise that it makes. So just observe your breath. And while you're here, I invite you to set your intention for practice. So an intention could be something like a goal or value you'd like to work on throughout practice. And it may even be something you'd like to carry on into your evening or maybe further into the week. So just take a moment here and see what comes to mind. And once you've brought that intention into your focus, hold it here for a few more seconds. When you're ready, you can start to move around a little bit, maybe wiggling fingers or gently rocking the head from side to side. And then opening your eyes. All right. So the first breathing practice that we'll practice is something called ocean breathing. So we may have done it in here before, but the sound of it sounds kind of like the ocean if you've, I don't know, played it on like a sleep sound or something, but it has that kind of low kind of hum or that low um, kind of movement of the water. All right. So to begin with this practice, imagine first that you have a mirror in your hand, and we'll just use this kind of like as a prop. And so we'll begin by taking a breath in and out, actually in through our nose, out through our mouth. Okay. So take a deep breath in through your nose, and then holding the mirror in front of you, make a H sound and fog up your imaginary mirror. It's like you're saying ha, but you're warming the breath up and fogging up the mirror. So take a breath in through your nose. Exhale through your mouth as if you're fogging up the imaginary mirror. So practice that a few more times. Okay. So this next time, just remember what that feels like. You can even try it one more time. As you're exhaling, you'll feel this little vibration in the back of your throat. So maybe we'll try it one more time. Inhale through the nose. Okay. So on this next exhale, you still breathe in through the nose. On your exhale, close your lips and still imagine that you're trying to fog up the mirror. So you're making that same exhale, but your mouth is now closed and you're exhaling through your nose. Okay. So inhale through your nose. Keep the lips closed and exhale. Inhale through the nose and exhale. Inhale through the nose and exhale. And if you feel this vibration or like a very low, almost like a growl in the back of your throat, that's the ocean breathing. And what it's actually doing, so you can keep practicing it for a few more breaths. Inhale through the nose and then exhale. One more time. So when you make that vibration, you're actually releasing nitric oxide into your mouth. And then when you breathe it back in through your nose on the next inhale, you're allowing for that to go back into your system. And what that does is it can help you relax. It's like a natural relaxant. It can also ward off against viruses that you might be breathing in and out. So it has multiple benefits, but what it can also do is just that vibrational sound. You can continue to breathe like that wherever you are, and it kind of helps you to focus a little bit more on the sensation of what the breathing sounds like, because it adds that extra sensation of that kind of like glottal or vibration in the back of your throat. All right, so that's ocean breathing. So now we're going to do side breathing. So with side breathing, imagine that your belly or your torso is like an accordion. And when you inhale and exhale, imagine the accordion expanding on the inhale. And then exhale, you're like contracting it as an accordion might. Okay, so you can bring your hands just softly to the sides of your body. All right, so we'll take a deep breath in. So inhale Expanding as much as you can. You can kind of accentuate it with your hands coming up a little bit. And as you exhale, contracting, and the accordion comes in. So inhale, expand. Exhale, contract. One more time. Inhale and exhale. Okay. So the next one, which actually probably I should have done before the accordion, side breathing, is the belly breathing. And so for belly breathing, the same thing happens with your inhale. You're expanding your belly, and that's your diaphragm pushing down on your belly so it expands. And so then when you exhale, it contracts back up. Okay, so just placing your hands on your belly. Take a deep breath in and expand your belly as if it's a balloon. So inhale. And then exhale, contract. Inhale, expand. Exhale, contract. Inhale, expand. Exhale, contract. One more time. Inhale, expand. Exhale, contract. Okay. So those are a few different breathing practices that you can try out throughout practice. Maybe making that kind of glottal or vibrational sound in the back of your throat, maybe really focusing on expanding the belly and contracting it, or expanding the sides and contracting them. All right, so we'll begin. And just the same as any other practice, take breaks as you need to. Grab water as you need to. All right. So starting back off in our easy seated pose, we'll gently bring our chin down to chest. And then slowly coming around in a circle, taking your time. If you notice any tension, you might pause for a moment and just continue. Taking it nice and slow and easy. And then pause wherever you are and reverse your circle. Just taking your time. Then making your way back to the front with your head bowed. Once we're all here, we'll take a deep breath in together. You might try one of your breathing methods. As you exhale, let the head rise. All right, so making sure you have some space to the side of your mat. Arms coming out to each side of you, palms facing up. Take a deep breath in, arms rise. You can follow with your gaze. As you exhale, twist to one direction, arms come down. Once you're there, you might allow the head to gently go back and forth, up and down. And making your way back to center, arms extended, palms facing up. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, twist to the other direction. Again, gently allowing the head to rock back and forth, up and down. And gently back to center. We'll bring one hand out to the side. Inhale, the other arm rises up. Reach up towards the sky. Exhale, tilt. And then slowly with your breath, you might round the shoulder forward and just come into some shoulder rolls here with this top arm. If you're doing the shoulder rolls, you might reverse and just see what that feels like. On your next inhale, arm rises up, switch sides, exhale, tilt. Again, with the shoulder, allowing it to come forward, making your way into some shoulder rolls here. And reverse. On your next inhale, back to center. Hands come back down on either side of your body. All right. So we'll make our way into a seated cat-cow. So I'll just change directions so you can see the tilt of my spine. Hands to your knees. So as you take a breath in, you'll roll the shoulders down, kind of press the chest forward, tilt the torso forward, gazing up. On your exhale, slowly bring your chin to chest. You can even hunch your shoulders up towards your ears. Everything caves inward. And move through these two poses a couple more times. Inhale, forward and up. Exhale, round to the center. And then slowly back to center. We'll actually bring ourselves onto our hands and knees, coming into tabletop. All right, so in tabletop, our wrists are directly underneath our shoulders, fingers are splayed out, knees are directly underneath your hips, back is nice and flat, gaze is a little bit forward. And first, just tune into your alignment and making sure that, or doing your best to have an evenness on both sides, even pressure in all the fingertips and both palms, tops of the knees, tops of the feet. And we'll continue that cat-cow, that curving forward and rolling, grounding back that we just did. So inhale, drop the belly, gaze comes forward. Exhale, round, chin to chest in the cat. And from your mat here, you can add any shoulder side to side movement or hip movement. Just slowly moving, tuning into any part of your body that might want to move a little bit. And then making your way back to tabletop, back is flat. We'll extend right leg out behind you, propping it up onto the toe, and then sink back into a calf stretch. And then shift your weight forward and lift that toe up. Flex that foot. And then extend your your opposite arm out. So you've got opposite arm extends, opposite leg extends. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, bring your elbow to knee. And check in with your shoulders and your hips to keep them square. Inhale, extend. Exhale, contract. Moving with your breath. One more time. And plant that hand and knee back to the mat. Pause for a moment. And we'll bring the wrist out to the side before we go to the other side, just to give our wrists a little break here. And once you've angled your hands out to either side, just gently sway back and forth. And hands back to center. And then giving one hand a rest, bending it back towards you. Not putting weight on it, but just allowing the floor to gently kind of extend that stretch of your wrist. And then the other side. And plant your hand so you're back in tabletop. And then we'll go to the other side. So left leg extends, props up on the toe, sink back, shift your hips back into a cat stretch. Then shift forward, lift that leg up, flex that foot. Check in with your alignment. Your shoulders are square, your hips are square. Now extend your right arm out. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, extend. Exhale, contract. One more time. Hand and foot or hand and knee back to the mat, to your tabletop. Toes can touch behind you, knees come wide, sink back into a child's pose. Arms extended in front of you. And then make your way back to tabletop, lifting up onto your knees. We'll bring our hands behind onto the lower part of our back. Elbows as close together as you can get them. Shift your hips forward. Gaze up towards the ceiling. Coming into this mini back bend. Keep breathing while you're here. And release. All right, so we'll come back to tabletop. We'll do a few more poses from tabletop before we make our way into the next set. All right, so wrists under our shoulders, knees under our hips. We'll go back to our right leg, extending behind us, flexing that foot. And then let the toe come onto the floor. And just be mindful of your neighbor. We're going to bring that foot out to the side of us, plant it, and then sink back. You can extend your arms out a little bit more if you like. You can let your head gently bow down. And gently come up. Actually, hopefully you have your blocks close by you. We're going to bring our block to our opposite hand. So our leg is extended in one direction. Bring your block to the opposite hand. And we're going to lift up, arms out to the side of us. You can hold on to it probably at the long side of it. And then gently tilt down towards the floor. Arm extends up and above you. And if you'd like to balance your right or extended leg up, flexing it, you can. But you don't have to. You can stay connected. And then plant that foot back, lift up. Make your way back to the mat. Slide that foot back behind you and bring it back underneath you. We'll do the same thing on the other side. So extend your other leg out behind you. Let the toe come down to the ground. Slide it out to the side. Plant it and sink back. Arms extended. You can allow your head to just kind of bow down here. And make your way back up onto, I guess, your one knee, your one leg extended. Holding onto your block in the opposite hand, probably long ways. Arms out to the side of you. Tilt down to the ground. Plant it. Reach your opposite arm up above. And if you would like, you can lift your opposite leg. Flexing that foot helps to kind of stabilize and keep it strong. And gently lower. Hands come back to the mat in front of you. Slide that foot behind you. Knee back underneath you. This time, we'll come down onto our elbows in front of us. And with, actually, I'll show you what it looks like from the side view so you can see what I'm doing. All right, so we're down on our elbows. Our elbows are directly underneath our shoulders. We're going to engage our toes and lift our knees. And then once you're there, you can kind of rock your legs forward and then sink back into a calf stretch here. And some of us may be closer down to the ground. We might not be able to straighten our legs all the way, and that's okay. Just see what you can do. And then once we're down on our knees, we're going to keep our elbows still underneath our shoulders here. Our seat is lifted. Our arms will extend in front of us. And then allow your head to gently come down. If you can, make it all the way down to the ground. And extend your arms even farther in front of you. This one is called puppy pose. It's like you're bowing down. Kind of a playful pose. And then slide those elbows back underneath you. Press yourself up into our tabletop. Knees wide, toes touch. Sink back into child's pose. All right, we'll make our way onto our belly. come onto your belly. You can transition through modified plank, lower down. Arms to the side of your body. Lift your head. Turn one direction or the other, resting your head on your cheek. Sus pasos cansan, malherido, pero sigue su canción. All right, so the first pose we'll come to on our belly is baby cobra. So elbows tucked to the side of your body, palms directly underneath your shoulders. And in this pose, our gaze is forward, and we're not really pushing with our hands. We're engaging the muscles of our lower back to stay lifted. And once you tune into those muscles there, you can continue to lift. And slowly lower back down. If you remember which direction your head was turned, you might turn it the other direction to give your neck a stretch. Cordón de hilo plateado para no perderme este sueño. Un vistazo rápido en mis manos, aún no estoy despierta. All right. So for this next pose, don't mind me for a second while I put my mic back on. All right. So we'll start out in baby cobra. So elbows tucked to the side of your body, palms directly underneath your shoulders. And then we will lift or press ourselves all the way to up dog. So press yourself up, take a deep breath in. As you exhale, shift your hips back, engage your toes, lift your knees, and continue to shift your body back, or your head in between your arms. Knees are quite a bit bent here to begin with. And then one at a time, you can lower one heel, bend to the opposite knee, and then switch sides. All right. So from here, we will tiptoe the feet up towards the hands. So you'll probably be up on the toes to begin with. Knees are quite a bit bent. You can slide the hands a little bit back towards the feet so your heels make their way all the way down. Feet are flat on the ground. Your upper body is just hanging here. So don't hold any tension. Just allow your arms to hang, allow your head to hang. Your knees can be quite a bit bent here. If it's helpful to grasp opposite elbow, you can. To continue allowing gravity to gently pull on your spine in this opposite direction. And then release the hands. And kind of like a mummy or something, just gently and slowly make your way up. Your hands and your head are still hanging all the way to the top. Head is the very last thing to come up. All right. All right, we'll make our way to the top of our mat. Actually, grab some water if you haven't already. All right, feet are hip width distance apart. All right, we're going to do, all right, almost all you guys have your socks on. If you feel comfortable, I would advise to take your socks off. You're welcome to keep them on if you're used to practicing with your socks on. It is easier to kind of grip and use the muscles of your feet, which is an exercise that we're going to do just to show you something you can do with your toes. All right. So with your feet planted, you can still have your socks on and still do it, but it kind of constricts your toes a little bit if you have your socks on. All right, so lift your toes up, and you're just on the balls of your feet, and spread your toes as much as you can. Okay, and then plant them, and with your legs, you're going to kind of turn your knees in towards each other a little bit, so you feel like the outer part, you might feel these muscles and the legs and even up to the glutes engage. So it's like knees in and shins come out a little bit. So it's almost like you're knocking. That's what it's called. All right, so do that one more time. Lift your toes up, plant them, kind of shift your knees in just a little bit. And what that might do, if you can notice it a little bit, it creates a little bit more of an arch on the inside of your feet. Okay. So just plant your feet however feels stable and sturdy to you. Roll your shoulders open, palms forward. Okay. You might practice one of your breathing techniques we did earlier, or just find your natural breathing that grounds you. We'll come into our first flow. This will be a runner's lunge flow. Okay. So inhale, arms rise. Exhale, fold. Fingertips to the mat. Walk your feet back underneath you in your knees. Lower down. It's called chaturanga. It's like a little push-up. Inhale, press up to up dog. Exhale, shift your weight back into down dog. And we're going to bring the right leg through. So there's a couple different ways you can do that. You can lower your left knee and step your right foot forward. That's one way. Lower your left knee, step your right foot forward. The other way, if you'd like to try it, with your hips square and your shoulders square from down dog, you lift your right leg, bend your knee, and kind of propel yourself forward like so. All right. So the two different ways, you can practice them both. So with your left knee lowered, you kind of swing or step your right foot forward. So you come into the lunge. This is a low lunge. The other way, you lift, hips are square, shoulders are square. As you bend your knee, it's like you're propelling it forward. All right. All right. And once you're there, if you did that version, we're going to lower down onto our knees. So we're in this low lunge. Grab your blocks. And then reposition. All right, so we're in low lunge to begin with. The blocks are framing our foot, are framing our mat. Your wrists are directly underneath your shoulders. And you can go down, like extend your legs farther away from each other if that feels okay. You can also keep them, closer together. All right, so wherever you are, wrists are directly underneath your shoulders. Chest, you can kind of roll your shoulders open, gaze forward, take a deep breath in. As you exhale, shift your hips back. You can walk your blocks underneath you, lift the front toe. Little tiny bend in that extended leg. And if you want a deeper stretch, you can bring your torso down towards your knee just a little bit closer. And then bend the knee, bring your blocks back underneath you. Okay. Engage your back toe, lift it. And that might be the exercise, is just working on lifting it. Just see what that feels like. And if it feels better to be lowered, you can stay low. If you are elevated and you feel like you don't need your blocks, either one, lower with the block or without. We're going to get rid of one block. We're going to twist up. So elevated, we're still twisting. Lowered, we're still twisting. So down, elevate and twist, or lowered, twist. And once you're in your twist, take about 2 or 3 breaths there, wherever you are. And then shoulders square back to the mat. Slide your front leg back to meet your back leg. And we'll sink back into child's pose before we go to the other side. Arms extended in front of you. And make your way up. Just adjusting. And we'll lower down into this like narrow push-up. I'll chaturanga push-up. Inhale, press up. Exhale, shift your weight back, engage your toes, lift your knees. All right, so we're ready to go on the other side. So we're coming into that lunge on the left side. So if you remember that lowering your right knee, swinging your left foot forward is your version. If you would like to try from down dog, make sure your hips and your shoulders are square. Lift that left foot up, bend the knee and propel it forward. So whichever version you're in, or whichever version worked for you, we'll lower that knee if it was lifted. We'll grab our blocks and bring them underneath your wrists. Rolling the shoulders open, kind of sinking a little bit lower, coming forward just a little bit more. Hold on a second, I'm on the wrong side. All right, I was like, I just did that side. And then shift your weight back, pop that front toe up. Little bend in your knee, you don't want to hyperextend it. To go farther into the stretch, you might sink down. And shift yourself forward once again into this low lunge. We're going to practice lifting the back knee. So engage that back toe, lift, and just practice it. See what it feels like. And if it feels like you just want to stay there, you can just stay there. Or you can practice lifting and lowering. When you're ready for your twist, you decide if you're up on your blocks or if you're lowered down onto the ground. And your knee can be lifted or lowered for your twist. Planting your inside hand and sweeping the opposite arm up. Continue to to breathe. Practice your breathing techniques. And square those shoulders to the front. Slide that foot back. Sink back into your child's pose. Making your way back to tabletop. Lowering back down onto your belly, chaturanga. Pressing to up dog. Inhale. Exhale, shifting your weight back, engaging your toes, lifting into down dog. Walking your feet up, tiptoeing the feet up towards the hands. Knees are nice and bent. Maybe sliding the hands back so your feet become flat on the mat. Into your forward fold. And slowly make your way up. Vertebrae by vertebrae. Very last thing to lift up is your head. All right. One down. We'll do at least one, maybe two more of something similar to that. All right. or if you need a break, you can always just, take a break in child's pose or some other pose that feels like restoring to you. All right, so from the top of our mat, I think we can get two down. If we don't do the up and down and we just stay up, I think we can get two more done. Okay. All right, so feet about hip width distance apart. Hold the shoulders down and back. We won't need our blocks for these. All right, so bring your hands to your hips. We'll lift, let's see. I'll have you guys mirror me for this one. So lift your your right heel up. So you come up on your right toe. Tilt forward. And we're going to take a big step back with our right foot. So take a step back. You can slide it if you need to. And you're up on your back toe. Okay, start to lift your torso up so it's upright. So find your footing. Make sure you're on two different tracks here. So you're not like, back foot is directly behind. You want it like side by side. Okay. Back heel is lifted. You might even lower down just a little bit into this lunge, depending on how it feels. Once you feel stable, we're going to lift the arms up overhead, palms facing each other. And we're going to lift the back heel up and then sink down a little deeper. Lift up, sink down. Lift up, sink down. One more time, lift up, sink down. This time we're going to bring the hands to heart center. And we're going to twist towards the front knee. Now it could be two different ways to do that. So if you're able to bring opposite elbow to your knee and twist, you can, but you don't have to do that version. The other version is just turn your shoulders, allow your opposite arm to kind of cross to the outside of this knee, and bring your back arm resting on the back, lower part of your back. So this is a twist as well. So this is one version. The other version, we're still making contact, but we're lifting. Now that thigh is probably firing up. All right, untwist, come back to the center, release your arms up, back overhead. Open your shoulders up. And we're going to pulse with our hands a little bit. So we're going to kind of tilt our chest just a little bit open. Inhale. Exhale, scoop it and round it forward just a little bit. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. All right, bring your hands to that front thigh. Slide your back foot up to meet the other one. Shake it out. All right, so opposite leg. So this time your right leg is forward. Yep. So your right leg and your left foot, left heel is lifted. So you're up on your left toe. Hands at your hips. Tilt forward. Slide this left foot back or take a big step into that lunge. You might still be tilted forward a little bit. I was. So just try to straighten a little bit. You might even kind of tuck the pelvis just a tiny bit. Okay. Release the arms up overhead. We're going to lift the back heel and sink back down. Lift and sink. Lift and sink. All right, so one more lift and sink. We'll bring our hands to heart center. And we're twisting to this wall over here. So you're bringing opposite elbow to that knee. It's one version. The other version is just turning your shoulders, bringing that opposite hand to the outside of that knee, and your other arm rests to the back. So this is a twist as well. It's either here or here. And then unwind, release your arms up overhead. We'll do that cactus arms or football goal arms out to the side. And we'll do that open tilt and close. So open, inhale, exhale, just a little bit closed. Open, a little tilt, and a little closed. 2 more times. And then bring your hands to that front thigh, tilt forward, slide the back foot up, shake it out. So bring your feet together. We'll just gently allow the torso to rock back and forth, keeping your base stable. All right. Remember to take as many water breaks or other breaks that you need. All right. For our last set, it's called a vinyasa. we will do warrior. We'll go through many of the warrior versions. I'm not sure every single one, but we might actually get close to doing at least as many as I know. All right, so feet hip width distance apart, roll the shoulders open. Find your stabilizing pose in mountain pose here. Let me try a few of your grounding breaths. Any breathing technique that works for you. All right, we're going to get into the pose in a similar way. So hands to your hips. Lift your this wall side heel up onto the toe, hinging forward. We're going to take a step back with this foot, but we're going to plant it out to the side. So leaning forward, take a step back, plant it, angled out to the side. Okay, so first our legs are fairly straight here. Front toe is pointed forward, side toe or back foot is pointed out to the side. All right, so first we're going to say we'll open. We'll keep our shoulders open, our hips are open, palms, arms down towards the ground or angled down, pointed down towards the ground. Now bend that front knee just a little bit. You might widen your stance maybe, or keep it where you feel stable. And from here, actively open this front knee just a little bit more. So this is our warrior 2 pose. Shoulders are open, hips are open, back leg is stable, front leg is stable. This is our fierce warrior 2 pose. Now we're going to tilt, back arm rests, front arm comes up into the sky. And soften maybe the features of your face, maybe soften your hands. Find some softness within this peaceful warrior pose. And arms back out to the side of your body, palms facing down. Actively open up this front thigh just a little bit more. And we're going to tilt down to the front thigh, bending that front elbow, resting it on that front thigh. The back arm can come up or angled at the same angle as your back leg, so angled forward. And from here, you can start out looking down towards maybe the front part of your mat, maybe your front foot. And then see what it feels like to gently tilt and turn your head up towards the sky. Maybe you don't get all the way there, maybe you do. Let's see what that feels like. And then back down to the ground. And then bring your arms back out to the side of your body. And we're going to round and roll the back hip and shoulder. So you're rounding this hip closed. You might shorten your stance. And you're rounding your opposite shoulder and arms so they're square to each other to the front. So see what that feels like to open the hip and close or square it. You rounded it so it's square to the other hip. All right, front knee is bent, arms up overhead. This is our warrior 1. We'll bring our hands behind us, interlace your fingers like so. Pull your hands away from your body so you're opening your shoulders. And then start to bow the chest down as you pull your hands away from your body. This is humble warrior. Slowly lift up. Release the arms. Up overhead. Shorten your stance even more. Okay. So once you have a fairly narrow stance here, front knee is still bent. We're going to lift the back heel And the weight is coming almost all into this front thigh. And then take flight by maybe just lifting a little bit and coming back down, or lifting some more. And your arms might feel stable here out in front, but maybe you want to try them out to the side. And then slowly land and lower. Shake it out. Step that back foot up. Shake it out. All right. So other side. So this wall side is going to be our front foot. Hands to your hips. Lift this side heel coming up onto the toe. Hinging forward. Taking a step back with this foot. Angling it out to the side. First your knee or your leg is straight. And then we'll start to bend it. Opening the shoulders. Palms facing down towards the ground. Actively opening this front knee out to the side just a little bit. Arms open, shoulders open. Then tilting back. Front arm comes up. Softening the face, maybe softening the hand. Finding that open, fierce, stabilizing warrior two pose. Tilting forward, bending that front elbow, resting it. Opposite arm can come up or angled. Once you feel pretty stable here, maybe we start off looking down towards the front of our mat. Slowly tilt the head up or out to the side first, just to see what that feels like. And maybe all the way up towards the ceiling. Then tilt the head back down towards the ground if it was up. We'll bring our arms back up overhead, and then, one to either side of your body into our warrior two. And then rounding that back hip forward so it's square to the other. Rounding the shoulders, the back shoulder, so it's square to the other. Lifting the arms up. You might shorten your stance just a little bit. So you might see what that feels like to be open and square. Open and then square. Okay. Release the arms. This is our warrior one. Front leg is still bent. We'll bring our hands behind us, interlacing the fingers, pulling the hands away from you, and then bow the chest down. And lifting up. Releasing the hands up overhead. Maybe shortening the stance even more. So the weight is going to come into that front thigh. Lift the back heel. Come forward, lifting.
Caminando por la selva, siguiendo la belleza, siguiendo las canciones de las plantas.
And slowly lower. Step that back foot up to meet the front. Shake it out. Roll the shoulders. Wiggle the fingers. You can do that swaying back and forth, the feet together. All right, so we'll do a couple of balancing poses and then we'll get down onto our mats. A few. All right, so from the top of our mats, you can keep the feet together or hip width distance apart. So we're going to be coming into chair. So chair is kind of like a squat. So sometimes people like, doing their squat knees together. Some people like it hip width distance. All right, so wherever you are, whichever one you want to start at, taking a breath in, arms come about 45 degrees in front of you, and then sit down. We're going to move with our breath with our arms. All right, so taking a breath in, reach behind you. Exhale, come forward. Do that a few times. Inhale behind you. Exhale forward. So find your rhythm, your breath, moving with your breath. Siento el poder de la madre. Siento vivo, siento. One more time. Siento el poder. And on your next forward arm movement, lift up. Arms to the side of your body, shake it out. All right, we will come to the back of our mat. Feet together. Arms to the side of your body to begin with. So this one is actually very similar to that airplane one, a little bit. Okay, so inhale, arms above you, interlace the fingers, release the index, and pull up towards the sky so the inside of your arms are like hugging your head and your ears. And we're going to bend one leg, take a step forward. As you take a step forward, lift the back heel, and you're going to keep this straight line from your toe to the tips of your fingers. And so as you start to tilt forward, your back foot lifts. And just see what that feels like to balance on that leg. And if you'd like to come a little bit more, come a little bit more. But remember, if you come forward with the arms, you lift the back leg a little bit more. And just don't go past parallel to the ground. If you come out of it, you can always come back into it. Kind of pulling your fingertips and your toes away from each other. And then when you're ready, release, come back to 2 feet on the ground. Shake it out a little bit, feet together. We'll do the same thing on the other side. Inhale, lift, interlace the fingers, release the index and pull up towards the sky. We'll take a step with the other foot. Take a step forward, lift the back heel, straight line from your back toe to your fingertips. Start to balance on that leg. The more you come forward, the more you lift the back leg. Pulling the fingertips or the pointer fingers away from your body. Slowly unwinding and back to the mat. Shake it out. All right, one more. Feet together, coming into tree pose. So whatever leg you were just balancing on, just go to the other one. You bring your hands to your hips to begin with. And then lift that opposite heel, coming up onto the toe. Open it. And then plant it either down at the bottom to the ground, or you can rest it on the inner part of your calf or above the knee, just not on the knee. All right, keep rooting to the ground through the stabilizing leg, finding a focal point that's maybe like 3 or 4 feet in front of your mat, and then letting your tree branches grow or center. So you can center them, but you can also grow them however you like. Keep rooting through that stabilizing leg, focusing on that non-moving focal point, whatever it is. And release. Shake it out. All right, other stabilizing leg. Plants, open the opposite. Either prop it up down towards the ground on the calf. The other is up here. I don't know about this one. Yeah, I don't know about that. And then wherever your tree branches go, you can center them. You can grow them. Remembering to root down to the ground through that stabilizing foot and leg. You might be practicing your breathing or just any breathing technique that works for you. And release. Shake it out. All right, we will make our way onto our mats. You may use the blocks, so just have them kind of close to you, just in case. Okay. All right. So feet out in front. Bring your feet together or about hip width distance apart. Just bounce the knees up and down, roll the ankles, wiggle the toes, rock the feet. Just get some movement in the lower body. Kind of releasing, since we spend a lot of time engaging the muscles of our lower body. All right, so we'll come to a seated forward fold. So very similar to the standing, but we are seated. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, fold forward. So you can start out with the, straight line here. And then once you find kind of your edge, release and round. That's one way to do it. And also using your breath on the exhale, maybe sinking just a tiny bit farther. And make your way up. All right, we'll bring one leg to the inner part of your opposite thigh. We'll do the same thing just on one side. So inhale, lift. Exhale, hinge forward. Once you feel that good stretch, then just release and round. Slowly make your way up. All right, we're going to keep this leg extended and this leg in, but we're going to open it out to the side. Okay, so from here, opposite shoulder to the extended leg, open it in the opposite direction. Let the arm that's closer on the same side as the extended leg, just let it rest there. Take a breath in, reach up. Exhale, tilt down towards that leg. So it's more of a side body stretch here. And on your next inhale, lift up. And we're actually going to bring that opposite hand down to the mat. We are going to, let's see, we're going to bend the knee just a little bit and plant that foot. Okay. And with the opposite arm, or sorry, this arm that's closest to this extended leg, with our opposite hand planted, we're going to propel ourselves up and come up onto this knee. So lift up and then press the hips open and the shoulders open. Sorry, chest open. And then sink back down. All right, release. Bring the feet together. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, come forward. Lift up. All right, we'll come into the one-legged forward fold first on the opposite leg. So this time your hips are square to that extended leg. Your foot is connected into the inner thigh. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, fold. Once you feel that good stretch, just round down towards your leg. And gently lift up. We'll open this leg out to the side so it's no longer connected to the other foot. All right, so with the opposite shoulder, open it out to the side. Let this arm rest on your leg. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, tilt, opening the side body. Next inhale, reach up. Bring that the top arm down to the floor and plant it with your opposite, with the leg that's extended. Just lift it a little bit so you can plant your foot. And we're going to come up onto this bent knee, lifting up with our, propelling ourselves forward with our arm. So lifting up, pressing our hips forward, our chest open, and stretch. When you're ready, sink back down. Feet together. One more time. up. All right, we'll make our way with your legs extended in front of you. All right, so I like to put my feet kind of wide, so the width of the mat, and that just releases a little bit better into my hips, because if you do this stretch with your kind of feet together, you're not getting as much movement in the hips. But if they're wider, you can kind of get more rotation on the hips. So we're windshield wiper pose with our legs back and forth. The wider they are, the more movement you can get in that hip socket. And then when you're ready, just allow them to gently settle to one direction. They might still be elevated, and that's okay. Just find a comfortable but a stretch as they settle to the side. And then we'll do a couple of windshield wipers before you settle to the other direction. And then let them settle when you're ready. And a couple windshield wipers. All right. So then we'll prop our feet up. We'll come into bridge pose. Or not bridge pose, sorry. Boat pose. All right. So in boat pose, your feet are planted about 90-degree angle at the knee. So first, just sit up nice and tall. And then release the arms out in front, palms facing each other about 45 degrees, similar to when we did the chair pose, I think. And then keeping your shoulders like in their sockets there. Lower down until you feel a good engagement of the core. And from here, you can play around with lifting one foot maybe at a time. Maybe you try keeping both feet lifted. Keep that core engaged. Keep breathing. Don't forget to breathe. Sometimes when we're focusing or doing something difficult, we stop breathing. And then slowly come forward, feet lowered if they were lifted. And just make space for your body to come forward and just kind of relax. Maybe sway back and forth. All right, then back to sitting up nice and tall. All right, we're gonna do that one more time. Arms extended in front of you, palms facing each other, lower down. And maybe you just stay here. If you wanted to try the extra lift, you can always come to the extra 1 foot at a time lift or 2. And some people can just stay here. So challenge yourself, but also know that we'll be here for a few more breaths. And then slowly lower. If you were lifted, just drape yourself maybe across your legs, or just letting your spine come in that opposite direction. All right. So this next one is not so much core engagement, but more like a balance. All right. So you're gonna just be basically just balancing on your butt. So lift your knees up and hold on to your knees. Actually hold, don't wrap. Hold your knees and just kind of balance here. Okay. So I guess your core is engaged a little bit, but it's more like a balance. Okay. And once you feel pretty balanced, if you feel like, okay, I want to try the next challenge, hold on to your big toes, your 2 fingers wrapped around your big toes. Okay. And just maybe stay balanced right here, but just see how it feels to straighten the legs a little bit or all the way. And release, come forward. We'll make our way onto our backs. Once you're on your back, let your knees come up overhead. And this time, do wrap your arms around your knees and just gently rock back and forth. All right, then plant your feet. Knees are up, feet are planted, arms come to the side of your body, palms facing down on either side. We'll lift the pelvis up. So lift up, engaging the glutes, engaging the thighs. Keep lifting. Lower back down, nice and slow. If you're able to kind of bring your heels a little closer to your butt, you can, or just keep them wherever they were so they feel stable when you lift. All right, this one just feels a little different if you bring your heels in a little bit. Okay, so wherever you are, we're gonna lift the pelvis up. And this time, just see what it feels like to come up onto, lifting one heel, coming up onto one toe, maybe the other. And if you want to try both, if you lift both, kind of actively press your pelvis up some more. And then slowly lower back down, all the way to the mat. All right, so this next version is not so much engaging the muscles, but allowing that opening of the chest and lift of the pelvis. Okay, so we get into it the same way. Maybe back to where your heels aren't right up against your butt, but how we were the first version. All right, have your block ready. Arms to the side of your body. Lift your pelvis up. And then place the block directly like where your tailbone is, your sacrum. And then let it rest. Let it rest on the block. So your pelvis is lifted. Your chest is open. But you have the support of the block. You're not really engaging the muscles here. All right, so from here, if you'd like to try another pose, hold on to the block underneath you. Lift the knees up so your feet aren't connected down to the ground anymore. And if you want to just stay there, you can stay there if that feels okay. Or you can try straightening the legs. And if you feel balanced and comfortable enough to do so, let go of the block and just let the palms open up to the ceiling. And to come out of it, maybe hold onto the block again, bend the knees, lower the legs, feet down to the mat. Lift the pelvis, remove the block. Then bring the knees into chest again. Gently rock back and forth. All right, so interlace the fingers just below the right knee. Straighten the left leg down the length of the mat. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, gently pull that right knee a little bit closer into your chest. You can roll out that ankle. And then keeping your opposite left hip down on the mat, you can hold on to the knee. Maybe your right hand holds onto your knee. Your left hand might hold lower down on the shin maybe. You're going to open up this leg out to the side, but make sure you keep that left hip down. So it's more like an inner thigh stretch. And then back to center. And we'll do the same thing. Hold on to your right knee with your left hand. Your left palm can kind of cup it at the knee. You can bring that right hand maybe down towards the shin or the ankle a little bit. And we're going to cross right knee over, but keep your right hip still down onto the mat. We're not twisting the spine yet. We're just crossing a little bit over. And then lift that right hip up and come into your spinal twist all the way. And then gently bring that knee back to center. Bring your other knee in towards your chest. Wrap your arms, rock back and forth. We'll do the same thing on the left side. So interlace the fingers just below the left knee, straighten the right leg. Inhale. As you exhale, maybe gently pull that left knee in closer to your chest. And holding on to your left knee with your left hand, maybe holding on with your right hand down to the shin or the ankle. And open that left knee out to the side. It's more of an inner thigh stretch here. Then back to center. Holding on with the opposite hand. We're going to cross it over just a little bit to the right, but keeping both hips down on the mat. And then release, lift the left hip up so you can cross that knee all the way over to the right, coming into your full spinal twist. Gently bring that left knee back to center. Bring both legs or knees overhead. And you can extend the feet up towards the sky, holding on to the outer edges of your feet, coming into what's called happy baby. Just gently rock back and forth. You might find some playfulness as you rock back and forth. And then slowly make your way into Shavasana. So legs are extended down the length of your mat, arms to the sides of your body. Nothing more to do, but just allow your body to rest. Allow your body to rebuild. You might return to your breath, just observing any sensation that you feel. When you're ready, you can start to move around a little bit, maybe beginning by wiggling fingers, wiggling toes, gently rocking the feet, gently rocking the head from side to side. And bending the legs, drawing the knees in towards the chest, rolling over onto your side, coming into fetal position. Resting here for a moment, maybe taking a deep breath in and let it go. Pressing yourself up to seated as you're ready. Bring our hands together, creating some heat. One hand to your heart, one hand to your belly. Take one more deep cleansing breath in, and then let it go. Well, thank you for practicing with me tonight. Miigwech. Have a good rest of your night.
That's great.